God damn it. I think there's like 2 buildings left. Temple of NWN and the council building. Might be able to enter the council building, but no. Not even enter.
Hello.
Ooh. Shadow Weaver is moving into the deep slums. It's not exactly something we already didn't know, but it's a confirmation. 3 people. Evanine is one of the companions that can join.
Greetings.
His handsome warrior priest has a keen eye to match his chiseled features, and he appears to have some elven blood in him. He has the bearing of one who has accomplished much in his young life. Greetings to you. How may I help you this day? Who are you? My name is Oris Airfree, knight and priest of NWN, the Sun Lord. May I have your name? My name is Roland. Pleased to meet you. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Roland. Tell me about yourself. I'm a servant of NWN. There is little more I can tell you. So, how did you come to serve your god? I have served NWN for as long as I can remember. My father was a knight, my mother a priestess of the Sun Lord. I spent most of my youth in temples being taught the ways of my lord. When I became old enough, I was accepted as a temple initiate in our Dunhaven order. There I was trained as a priest, but my father's warrior blood beckoned, and eventually I began training for knighthood. I enjoyed championing Numianen's cause more actively. As much as I enjoy helping people in temples such as this one, I prefer the open skies. So what are you doing here? I'm researching the rising tide of evil in Edinburgh. Although I am a man of action, before I can fight an enemy, one has to be identified. The sources of the rising evil in this city eludes us for now, but when we find it, my sword shall be ready. Uh, any insight on the rising evil? My research has revealed nothing. The source of this evil eludes me. All I can do is help that citizens I may in this temple, but the true hero of the day will be the one who isolates the source of these attacks.
Hello there.
This exceedingly beautiful young woman has an exotic combination of pure elven and Accaden features. Her skin is smooth and flawless, her hair shines in the light, and her figure is ravishing. Despite her striking looks, she exudes a warmth and wholesomeness that would make her very approachable were it not for the sadness in her expression. She ignores you as you approach. Uh, Hello there, my name is Roland. She makes no attempt to make eye contact with you. In fact, she doesn't acknowledge you at all. Ooh, we can try terrible pickup lines. No. Sometimes it helps to share your problems with someone. Continuing to ignore you, she gently caresses a gold ring in her hand. Judging by the care with which she handles it, the ring is obviously very significant to her. That's a very nice ring. Was it a gift? Your compliment has no effect on her. She continues to ignore you, but you don't get the feeling that she's being rude. It seems as though she's lost in some kind of depressing memory. Her memories are obviously depressing her. If you want to talk to her, you will have to find a way to cheer her up. that's even possible. You introduce yourself to a beautiful Akkadian elf at the Temple of Numienen, but she appears to be too depressed to acknowledge you. If you want to talk to her, you will have to find a way to cheer her up.
Hello there.
Yeah, these flowers remind me of you. They're pretty and they won't talk to me. As you place the gift in front of her, she looks up at you for the first time. Her eyes, big and bright like black pearls, hide endless depth and mystery, and you get the alarming feeling that she can sense your motives. My name is Evanine. Her voice is young and feminine, but her tone is lined with depression. Why are you being so nice to me? Uh, I want to get you in bed. Right. Even if that was something that would be true, that's probably not something you should say. At the same time, it's uh it allows for you to play a certain type of character. I'm not particularly. There is, I think, romance in this. There's two female characters and a male. I think Evanine is romanceable by males, the male is romanceable by females, and the third companion is romanceable by both sexes. I could use a friend. I'm miserable and I've been ignoring you. There are others in the city you could befriend. Why me? Actually, now that I know that I can get 250 experience points from just getting to talk to these people, I think I want to go to the other companions if I can. It would basically guarantee me an extra level up. Barely, but yeah. You look like you could use a friend. She sighs in resignation to your persistence, but her expression has softened. I suppose I could use a friend. You'd be the only one though, Rob. I find it hard to believe you have no friends. Do you? I don't speak to anyone. I don't deserve friendship. Right, that's tell me about yourself. She stares away in the distance and her voice is very quiet. There's nothing worth knowing about me. Tell me where you're from. I'm from the Xi'an province in central Akita. Why did you come to Claymore? I I had to leave. I'm not ready to speak about this yet. I'm sorry. The subject seems to distress her. Okay, may I ask something else? She nods. Can you tell me about the people here? The priests have been very kind to me. It sounds as though she's surprised by that. Even though I haven't been speaking, they've forgiven me and treated me kindly. I'm grateful, though I haven't properly thanked them. Okay, can you tell me about Oris? Oris has all the makings of a great paladin. He is brave and debonair, and he has a good heart. I feel bad for being so reclusive toward him. Sounds like you're fond of him. Eponine shakes her head. No, not in that way. I admire him professionally. Um, why are you staying in the temple? Eponine looks at the ground. I have no place to go. When Gerald brought me here, I thought it was only to stay for a little while. I have some coins. I don't need to be here, but Gerald would rather I stayed than have me live at an inn. Gerald? Reverend Townsend. He prefers that I call him by his given name because that's how he first introduced himself to me. I also feel more comfortable with him when I don't use his title, and I think he knows. He wants me to talk to him more to help me with my problems. What problems? A deep sorrow is evident in her expression at the mere mention of them. I'm sorry, Roland, but I'm not ready to talk to anyone else about them. So you don't work here. I tidy up a bit and do other odd jobs, even if I don't speak much to the priests. I'm not a priest myself. So how did you come to be here? Gerald brought me here. But why? I came to Claymore 6 months ago. I traveled a bit and ended up in the Mistwood, and I was unaware of its dangers. I left the road to walk among the trees. It's peaceful and it took my mind off my problems. I wandered into a clearing and saw a bubbling cauldron. Before I could run away, witches were upon me. They overwhelmed me with their spells. Before they could kill me, Gerald appeared and rescued me. He brought me here and I have been here ever since. What do you think of the faith? I'm not a religious person and Numianen's faith isn't widespread in Akaida, but I've listened to some of the prayers. It is it is very soothing. Numianen teaches peace and respect for life. I'm not ready to convert, but I think the world would be a better place if everyone practiced this faith. Why are you staying in this city? No other place to go. You would like to travel with me. Evelyn looks at you for a moment as though trying to gauge your intentions. Thank you for asking, Roland, but I must decline for now. I'm not ready to face the world yet. But thank you for the gift, Roland. She turns away, but you get the feeling that she enjoyed having someone to talk to. Right, I don't think we can get any of the companions. Yeah, but if we basically get to talk to the other two, we are not going to be able to do that. We can talk to probably one of the others, not both. Yeah, I shouldn't focus on that. We can talk to them sooner or later.
Hello to you.
Reverend Gerald Townsend. This man has an undeniably pleasant aura of holiness about him. He smiles at you. Welcome to the Temple of Numienen, young one. I'm Reverend Gerald Townsend. How may I know your name? My name is Roland. Pleased to meet you. I am pleased to meet you as well. Now, what brings you to the house of the Sun Lord? Uh, what do you sell? I think this is monk's gear. Basically clothing with dexterity bonuses and armor bonuses. We can use them too. Alternatively, light and, I mean, literally light and armor bonus. Again, the clothing though. Constitution increased, gloves that probably increase melee, right? Unarmed combat, monk weaponry, healing items, holy stake. The simple wooden stake has been blessed by priests of Numienen. Its small size makes it useless in combat, but it can pierce the heart of a vampire lying in its coffin. Should, should the stake's owner be unlucky enough to come across one. I think in this world it's not enough to have a piece of wood, it has to be a blessed stake, otherwise it won't kill a vampire. They basically just regenerate the damage. And since there are vampires around, it makes a lot of sense to have a holy stake in your inventory, but it's not something I'm even remotely going to deal with now, so I think we can skip it.
Hello to you.
Tell me about yourself. I am the high priest of this temple, a healer, and a servant of Numienen, the Sun Lord. You look like you used to adventure. Does it still show? Indeed, I was quite a traveler in my youth. I was a daring and impulsive as the stories suggest. Adventurers four with not the slightest sense of our own mortality among us. Who are the other three? Hannis Raisin, our leader and a warrior renowned, Zapata Moonbow, master of the arcane, and Amarul Sai, the swashbuckling rogue. We were a group made for tavern tales. Where are the others? Amarul has taken a leadership position with a self-enterprising group of individuals. More than that I cannot say, so he's the leader of the Thieves Guild. Tanin is better known as Lord Raisin of the Elder Council. He directs Edinburgh's defenses, and he is doing an admirable job under difficult circumstances. He and Safana were married and had a daughter, Merrily. His voice trails off, his eyes taking on a look of sadness. Safana and Merrily are no longer with us. But although Lord Raisin and Amaril continue to mourn their loss, I have faith that we shall all meet again one day. How did they die? I do not wish to discuss the details, young one. Their loss was tragic. Okay, this place. This is a house of Numianen, the Sun Lord, a place of holiness, worship, teaching, and healing. Although there are other gods and goddesses worshipped in Edinburgh, Numianen has the most followers. So what are the other gods? The largest faith in Edinburgh is that of Numianen, although there are followers of other deities as well. Gaia, the goddess of nature, and the Valinor, the god of justice, are popular in the surrounding lands. They are accounted as allies of the Sun Lord. Azaril, the god of war, has some followers, as does Mythicus, the god of magic, who has always been strong on the side of the Serpent's channel. But I should speak no more of other deities in this holy place. Tell me about the god you worship. Numianen is also known as the Sun Lord. He is the god of life, birth and rebirth, forgiveness and redemption, and the sun. We of Numianen's followers strive to heal and amend. Life is precious to us. Also worth 250 experience points just asking about it. So we're within reach of getting to third level. Uh, are you all clerics? Most of us are, although many of Numianen's devout are paladins and warriors who defend holy ground and fight for the innocent. Some of us are practitioners of the arcane. There are even rogues among us, although most of them are converts. That one can produce lightning or pick a lock does not preclude them from kindness and compassion. Tell me about the rising evil. It is a terrible thing. The followers of the Sun Lord count the undead as eminent foes, yet we can do nothing to discover the source of this evil. It is most strange, but I can feel nothing different. When such evil arises, the priest of the Sun Lord can detect its source, but the evil rising now appears to have no focus, no purpose. Undead are normally aroused by divine magic. That we cannot detect it suggests to us that it has an arcane background. Regardless of its source, when we find it, we will be ready. What do you mean by its source? To exist is to have purpose. The evil we speak of must have a reason to arise and a purpose for focusing its attention on this city. For every purpose there is a greater purpose. The evil arises in a fashion that suggests coordination or coincidence. Perhaps there is someone using the unnatural as a weapon. This would not be the first time. Whatever the case may be, to arouse the unnatural requires great power. Most often evil power. Our divine magic cannot find the focus of this power, yet it must exist. How many casualties have there been? I should not speak of such terrible events as numbers to be tabulated in the House of the Sun Lord. Everybody is affected, including me. I should know what kind of danger I'm in. You are right. You are right, young one, and I would endanger you by withholding this information. There have been 8 deaths in the last 4 weeks. 4 of them came in the last week alone. Sightings occur almost nightly. Citizens have begun to spread rumors about zombies. It is not common knowledge, but our acolytes were sent to destroy a nest of them in the sewers near the slums this week. The trend is clear, I'm afraid. Right, I have to go now. We are 300 experience points away from the all-important level up. And we have no new places to explore, so we might as well head toward the Noble District. I might be able to get 250 extra by talking to another NPC potentially joining. That would be in the Mercenary Guild. I would have to basically bribe the guy standing guard. At the same time, if I level up and raise my persuasion, I probably would have to spend less money. If I wait long enough, I probably don't have to spend any money at all. It's not like we can't afford it, but and it would be, we would basically get a level up from almost anything after that. And with a spellcaster, especially a sorcerer, every level is incredibly important. I need access to second level spells that will greatly increase my combat power, so I think this is worth a try.
Well met!
I'll try with 50 gold. Fine, whatever. You can't actually get around without a key, but maybe talking to the mercs inside will make your mind up for you. He said that with a slight smile.
Hey, what? I greet you.
Are you doing, whelp? Kite and food deliveries are to be left outside. Must be mistaken, I'm not a delivery boy. Are you sure? You have the look of one, doesn't he? The huge barbarian chimes in laughing. Yeah, I'm right. He looks like a deliver boy. No matter. What are you doing here? This is the Edinburgh Mercenary Guild headquarters, a private club for guild members only. In other words, you don't belong here. How do I become a member? You can start by growing some muscle, you flabby whelp. If muscle is a requirement, why are you here? The mercenary looks furious. You even know who you're speaking to. I should polymorph your flabby butt into a toad. Yeah, do it, Amrad. Polymorph him. The dwarf interjects in frustration. Stop agreeing with Amrod, you devolved ape. You're going to pay the 50 gold you owe him from last night's card game like the rest of us, no matter how much you suck up to him. What? Did you just insult me? Did you just say I'm bad at cards? Shut up, both of you. Amrod turns his attention back to you. Now be a good little boy and go home. And don't come back until you're a man. That way, I could give you a proper butt kicking without people talking child abuse. This isn't over between us. Huh, what are you going to do? Throw your soiled diapers at me when you grow out of them? Now get out of here, well, charming. Charming people.
What do you want?
This man bears the colors and the tattoos of an order you are unfamiliar with, and he has the chiseled muscular features of a trained warrior. Were it not for the fierce scowl he seems to permanently wear, he would be quite handsome. He looks you up and down, his lack of respect for you evident. His voice is as strong as he looks. What do you want? Who are you? He sneers. Another witless Claymarian. How you northerners have existed so long without being conquered defies all logic. I am Montador, a Romadan warrior. Uh, I'm not sure if the pleased to meet you attitude is gonna go far with Montador. My name is Roland. Did I ask for your name? What is a Ramadan? He shakes his head. The Ramadans are the greatest fighting force in Istar, perhaps all of Arterra. My brothers and I are bred to fight on the island of Ramathia in the Gulf of Spartis. We live to fight for the glory of the King of Mur, and we die for the right to stand beside the gods themselves. Why aren't you the greatest force on Arterra? I should twist your head up and sit on it like a stool for mocking me. We may very well be the greatest warriors on Arterra, but we haven't been tested against all foes. We haven't clashed shields with the Nightwolf barbarians of the Northlands. We have never gone to war with the elite samurai of Ikido. We will likely never face the ninjas of the Crescent Moon. I'm confident that we would prevail, but I won't claim feats we have yet to accomplish. Sounds like you're loyal to the king. King Thane is a fool. He sits about his throne in Syria wielding the power to conquer Istar and doesn't have the wit to use it. So King Thane is peaceful? Thane desires no peace. He desires nothing but fortune. He's a ruler hated by the people he taxes and loathed by the military he neglects. He leaves us stagnant in Romathia, waiting for a war that may never arrive. Why do you want to fight a war? Montador growls in frustration. Because peace never lasts. There's always someone with power willing to seize your land, take your women, and kill your children. Better to be the power than be toppled by it. Mur became strong after 200 years of fighting, and even now it grows weak in its dormancy. Muscles atrophy without adequate exercise. Die and stand beside the gods? This life is but the beginning. Where would our souls go after our flesh and bones have rotted away? There are an infinite number of planes in existence to which we will go after our deaths. Ramadans fight so we might earn a place of honor beside the gods in death. Until you become strong and worthy of their attention, the gods will not welcome you. So what happens to the weak? Cast into the abyss to fight a meaningless war. Return to Arterra as an ant, and as many fates as there are planes. He studies you for a moment. You are weak. I'd recommend you get a head start on your reputation and stop stepping on ants. Uh, why are you here? The Ramadans are dormant while King Tain sits about his throne in Syrian doing nothing. Many of us have gone on journeys to expand our fighting experiences. I was on my way to the Northlands. I've heard the barbarians there are powerful warriors and would be worthy opponents to test my skills against. I've never been in a frigid environment either. I stopped at this city to lend my aid when I heard about the undead and werewolf attacks. Why would you care about Edinburgh? He's north in the region. I care nothing about this city. There are no werewolves in Istar and I've never fought a vampire. These would be worthy opponents to test my skills upon. Hmm. How much would it cost to hire you? His eyes blazed. You think a Ramadan would hire himself out to the highest bidder? I'm no mercenary. Ask one of the fighting whores in this place, and perhaps they'll oblige. Come back when you become worthy of swinging your blade next to mine. Why are you in a mercenary guild if you're not a mercenary? I'm here to see what warriors in this city can feel. Disappointing to say the least. Nearby mercenaries overheard him, but don't appear to have the nerve to protest. This place also has trading facilities I can use, although beating on a combat dummy pales in comparison to the training regiments I'm familiar with. Like what? In the real world, opponents strike back. In the real world, the floor is not so forgiving. I've climbed mountains with my bare hands and crossed deserts with my bare feet. The only worthy sparring partner for a Ramadan is another Ramadan. We fight each other to near death, and in doing so we learn how to kill and to respect each other. We train against beasts of all kinds to master the art of killing. Every creature is best killed in a different way. I've killed a bear with no blade, a tiger with no armor. To learn to deal death, you must first face it. This is just one step toward becoming a warrior. Yeah, I think we'll leave now. I can't get anything out of him. At least we know him. Warrior from a warrior culture. Where the hell are we? Warrior from a warrior culture. Some kind of mystery woman, and then one missing. I'd be able to meet up with that one too, but the problem is it's a lot of trouble, and I don't think it'll necessarily go anywhere. So it's much better to go after the actual missions at this point. There comes a point where we can start getting extra help, but it's not some kind of a minor point. Things change noticeably at that point. So, but it appears there's no other way than just doing a few jobs. Fairly sizable area. Seeing rats. Nothing else, although I'm not sure if I would even spot traps. I don't have any skills in that area. Lock doors. Open doors. Right? I don't want to force my way through it. The game says I'm probably shouldn't be there right now. I probably shouldn't be there right now. We'll take the easy path. Hey, hey, hey! Chests. Traps. How do we get out of here? I suppose there's a potential exit. Right, okay.
By my direction, attack!
Holy shit. Not exactly slightly trapped. Cannot disarm. Fire bullets. Unidentified bullets. Fire bolts. Fire arrows. Probably magic like +1 then fire. They should be fairly valuable though. Took forever to even identify the trap in this one. Still, if we're gonna rest to get nighttime, we need 2 extra points. 2 extra points. Don't know if there's any way I can do that. Leveling up to achieve it. What are you doing? I don't want to be anywhere near those. What I want is basically... Since I'm gonna basically rest anyway, I might as well use the elemental damage on these. See if I can break through the chests. And if it doesn't work, they should be in a weakened condition. Didn't take any damage. Right. That's probably natural armor amulet, some jewelry. 11th hour, so it should be the right time of day. Gold Food Estate, Golden Goblet. Since we're here, we might as well take a look around otherwise too. The job has priority, we can always come and take a look some other time. Edinburgh Boat Club. An obelisk. Nothing particularly odd about this. Such just an obelisk. Moonbow Estate. So that's where Lord Roland and one of the dead adventurers lives. There's probably room for 3 or 4 of these estates. They're fairly large. That's about it. Bedim Estate. Two patrols outside, 2 patrols inside. Coldfoot. I can go through the front door if I use the pixie, but I don't know if I want to use the pixie. Sneaking around with the pixie is troublesome. No idea how good these guys are at spotting, so this is a good time to find out. I have a key to the back door or side door, whatever door it is. So far so good. We don't exactly know where the item is. We expect it to be on display. But we do not know. So that would be a likely place to look. House guard. Might be a great time to try to go for it. House guard is moving away. We are expected to have multiple guards though. They spot the missing item. I don't know. We came in there, that's probably the front door. Everything we steal from this place is ours, except for that one item. We might as well at the very least take a look. If it seems like it's too tough for us, we can always just bail. Borderline worthless jewelry, gemstones. Note. This note contains instructions for the servants who work in the estate. This passage is of particular interest. And tell Ingrid to stay out of the den. In fact, all of you are to stay out of the den until further notice. I'll not have another one of my priceless pieces of art smashed by some clumsy servant not worthy of her pay. Notice signed by Lars Goldfoot. I don't know if I want to use a servant's uniform, because then I might have to answer questions. But why the fuck are you here? Who are you? Why haven't I seen you here before? Well, better to just try to stay unnoticed entirely. Those three rooms seem to be the harder to reach places. It's hard to reach. Protected by a chair here, so we can't quickly go there from this room either. Scarab of Protection +2. That's +2 to all saving throws. That's not a minor item. I suppose it's worth noting that this is not... The game module will throw away magical items like candy. Powerful magical items. But they're not like random +3 items or +2 items or something like that. They're usually something a little bit worthwhile, a little bit special. So someone went through the trouble of designing the items specifically for this module. But point being, it's heavy on the magic items. No trouble finding powerful stuff. Locked chest, probably trapped. Locked chest, probably trapped. We're not coming back here, so we might as well try to take everything. Diamond, sapphire, topaz. Valuable gemstone. 2000 gold. need you anymore. Just need to get my own ass out of here. I think we're not exactly in the clear, but we're in about as good a position as we can get. Right. Perfect. District exit. Play district exit, right. And the 3 manors and the boat club. Right, not that bad, and the reward is fantastic. Thousands and thousands worth of stuff from a single house. At the same time, in some ways I do prefer this, because I mean it's a noble house. If you're gonna rob it, you expect to get something good. It might be a different question, is it too easy? But I don't think the reward is the problem. If there's some kind of tweaking issue, it should be the rewards. I mean the difficulty of getting your hands on those rewards. It's also a guaranteed level up. What next? I doubt they'll keep sending. Ooh, I might be able to break that. Um, it, it, it took no damage from my previous attempts. It's either highly resistant to all damage, or it might even be immune. Usually, if you don't have any kind of attack rolls being shown when you try to damage them, they basically have some kind of condition that prevents you from damaging them. If it's just a damage resistance, there's usually a combat log marking of some sort. Either way, no combat necessary so far. That'll change. I think our position is only gonna get easier when we get 3rd level spells. 2nd level spells might be able to allow us to do a little bit extra damage, but we're still very dependent on the damage multiplier, which is affected by your character level. So level 3 just isn't enough of a multiplier to make much of a difference.
Well met, friend.
I have the golden goblet right here. You have done well, my lord. Here is the reward as promised. You might as well try to persuade. Surely the goblet is worth more than that. I'm sorry, but the Shadow Weavers have taken much of our old territory. We cannot afford to pay you anymore. Are you ready for your next mission? Sure. Excellent. Your next mission will be more dangerous. We have an informant working for the Shadow Weavers, and we are due to extract some information from her. Her name is Kyra. It is becoming increasingly difficult to send people into Shadow Weaver territory in the deep slums to meet her. They have spies as well, and they have an uncanny ability to recognize our people on sight. You are perfect for this mission because you should still be an unknown to them. You can pass into their territory without hostilities if you don't provoke them. Still, the Shadow Weavers can be deadly opponents, and their thugs have strength in numbers. Take all precautions. I'm lending you a ring that I hope will be of aid. I'm also giving you a key required to pass through the sewer gate on your way to the deep slums. You require to take that route. I'm afraid the city guards may not let you pass through the regular gates. Kyra prefers to meet by the ruined tower in the southwest part of the deep slums. There is less Shadow Weaver activity there. Good luck, Roland, and be careful. Sewer door key and Emerald's ring, which is armor bonus versus evil +3. Well, that's not exactly all that encouraging. So we're going into the sewers again. I could try to persuade my way through the door. I'm I don't think I tried it really. I'm guessing the sewers would force you to fight a little. We should try the persuasion option first. I mean, what's the point of taking the persuasion skill if you're not going to take advantage of it? Right. Concentration is a must. More tumbling, more persuasion. Now what? Any metamagic skills, they take priority. As a sorcerer, we are not gonna get so many beats as a wizard, so we have to make better choices. That's why the meta magic is priority. I can probably live without the rest, but meta magic is great. Steal spell. Spells can be cast without a somatic component. Any penalties incurred from casting in armor do not apply to spell prepared with this feat. We don't really want this. We don't plan on wearing armor. Good for certain classes though. If you make any kind of a fighter wizard, steal spell is great. Silence spell would be useful. Basically, if someone silences you, or I guess defends you, you are still able to cast a spell. They just require you to cast them as one level higher. Still a pretty disabling ability, at least on these levels, but I don't think I would want to take that as a feat. We can protect ourselves against that through other means too. Maybe even direct spells, so hmm. Maybe greater spell focus evocation. Sure. That's more or less what we intend to do. Focus on certain spell types. Still not second level spells. Yeah. For us, I guess it's the fourth level that is so important. Wizard would have gotten second level spells on the third. But what the fuck am I gonna take? We have sonic damage we can do, but we can't. This has to be targeted on a person. Right. One creature. Maybe I should take the magic missiles. It is evocation. No saving throw though, so it won't benefit from that. Ray of Enfeeblement would be another good one. But this is not a good one if we are doing the fighting. It is a good one if we have a powerful melee opponent and others are doing the fighting. So instead of pushing through more damage, we can use a cheap first level spell to make it harder for them to hit and they'll do less damage. But it's a fortitude negate, so that's a hard one to hit on a fighter. Still a good spell. I guess I'll take the magic missiles. Horizical's boom sort of does the same thing, damage-wise. But the damage type is magic on magic missile. And I can't use the Horizical's boom apparently to shoot at chests. Magic missiles certainly can be used on that. Summon creature 1. Dire Badger. That's pretty desperate move. I think I'll take the magic missile. I am hesitating on it because it again, it does the same thing basically. While a thing like Ray of Enfeeblement might be much more useful in the long run. Or even Mage Armor when our spells fail. So this would basically be an entire armor spell, a decent one for us. Take the goddamn missiles. It's not like we can't switch things at all later on. I'm hoping I can, if I can talk to the gate guards and get the proper access, we can just wrap things up for here very quickly. I mean, it's probably no bigger area than this, maybe slightly bigger. So even if there's some fighting, it's not gonna be a lot of fighting, and I can sneak past, hopefully. So if I play things smart, I could get the warm-up phase of the module out of the way.
Well met.
I'd like to pass through. Don't worry about me, I can handle myself. Right. Guess I'll leave things here then. At least we're past the initial, yeah, let's get to know the city, let's get to know the people, let's get to know the story and basically the background. So we have more of a better understanding how our situation and the people and the events are situated in the larger context. Now we can focus on actually getting things done. I could rest, probably should rest. Away. Well, I think we got the key to this door. Doesn't look you have to go far to get top side. Sewer zombies. as opposed to regular zombies. I think I do want rest disturb. I think I want to kill them even though I don't get anything out of killing them.
Ortano, Fortigiamar!
No! 3 points of damage. Might have enough attack power to kill 2 zombies. Maybe? Where the fuck did he go?
Ortano, Fortigiamar! Ortano, Fortigiamar! Ortano, Fortigiamar!
Bother us no more. Someone's been bothering the zombies, I guess. Doesn't matter. I was looking to rest him before heading up anyway. So wasting our spells here isn't exactly too terrible. No loot, no experience. So that's the name of the game. If you can sneak past, you can find another way to do things. In a lot of cases, if your opponents are not someone who wears equipment, it's simply better to just get things done than try to be a hero and try to slaughter as many opponents as possible. You're not getting anything out of it. You're just wasting your resources. So apparently I'm doing this anyway, even though I said I won't. Probably because it seems like such a trivial task. Go somewhere, meet with someone, come back. And the previous job was pretty pathetic too. It was south, east, somewhere. These Shadow Weavers, Pratt. Some kind of a tower. Was it east or west? I don't recall. I don't see a tower here though. Still, it's seems like a safer place to be than the center of the map. Abandoned homes. Yeah, that's the tower. So as long as Mr. Pratt doesn't notice us, I think we're cool. Need to go into the tower. Don't see anyone here. Ooh. You notice a woman slipping out of the shadows.
Hi there.
This pretty halfling looks completely out of place in this deep slums. Hi there! You must be Kyra. Amarillo sent me to find you. I'm glad to see you. She breathes a sigh of relief. Quickly, take these documents. Before you go, I have a favor to ask you. What is it? She looks around for a moment, then lowers her voice to a whisper. I need to get out of here. There's been a lot of activity among the Shadow Weavers lately. 2 or 3 higher-ups have arrived. I've seen them. Kara shivers, pulling her arms close together. They're like shadows. But not really. They're creepy, just creepy. And then they'll look at me. It's like they see right through me. I need to get out. Will you help me? I'll have Amaryl send you an escort when I get back. No, you don't understand. Kara's voice sounds desperate. I'm afraid. I need to get out now. It will be dangerous, I know. They'll attack us on sight if we're seen together. But I don't think I'll live through the night. Fine, come along. Thank you. Kara's voice lacks conviction, as if she doesn't believe that you'll actually get her out alive. Still, at this point, you're the best chance she has. If she's right, the Shadow Weavers will be looking for her. And you. Well, fuck her. Or not, whatever. She at least properly joined. Level 6 Rogue. 21 Dexterity, some Intelligence. They're not gonna spot her. If they're gonna spot someone, they're gonna spot me. Everyone turned hostile. So easy getting in, hard getting out.